Guys, today is the day. We can already see Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto start to pump a little bit. But I need to talk you through what is actually going to happen today. We're seeing some crazy things happen. We're going to see a lot of volatility. So, make sure to stick around, guys, from the beginning until the end of this video. I will go through everything you need to know. So, let's get straight into it. And what you can see, guys, right now for Bitcoin is that we are indeed above the orange line, but we are still inside of this daily candle. We are also above the previous swing high, which was at $112,500. So, we're slightly above it right now. But the question is, where are we going to close today's candle? Are we going to close above this point, or are we going to see a pullback and once again get rejected and close below the orange line here at $112,000? This is actually very important, because if we manage to close above this previous swing high here, then the trend of us having lower highs and lower lows has officially been broken. So then we might go into either a nice juicy pump towards the upside, or we could at the very least see some consolidation here before we see the next leg upwards. But the main thing is that we break the trend of this downwards trend, essentially, of making lower highs and lower lows. So that is great. This looks promising, so I will keep you updated on this. And also the reason why we're pumping, I will talk more about that later on. So, if you look at Ethereum also today had a nice pump from $4,300 up to $4,430, but we're still consolidating here. We're still below the very important $4,450 level. So, let us keep our eyes on this as well. Altcoins have been, hit and miss recently. Solana has been doing good, but XRP is having a bounce off of my orange line. You can see that Cardano is having a bounce off of this point as well. So some nice bounces of these altcoins, but the main thing is that Bitcoin is going up, and that is actually in line with our expectations, because we believe that Bitcoin would see a nice pump towards the upside based on the macroeconomic situation. Because gold is having a big pump. A big breakout here. Gold is relaxing a little bit right now. So that means that liquidity is flowing into Bitcoin, and then liquidity is going to flow into altcoins. So this is how things usually turn out. And if you look at traditional markets also, we are creating we're trading inside of this pattern here, inside of this wedge. Now, these ones typically see a drop, but we can also have a pump towards the upside. I would say 60% of the times we do see a breakdown from these ones. 40% of the times we see a breakout towards the upside. If we are going to see a breakout, or if we are going to continue to consolidate within this pattern. So these are some of the main things that I'm watching right now. Of course, gold we already know about. But overall, I'm just letting time do its thing, because I believe we're still months away from the cycle top. I believe we're months away still. So in the meantime, my trading strategies are just using this volatility to make more and more gains. And currently, I'm up $1.6 million. So that's absolutely amazing to see. You can see that my Bitcoin strategy is up almost 400,000. Ethereum is up 317,000. So everything is going completely according to plan. Guys, if you want to use my trading strategies yourself, where you don't have to time the top, you don't have to time the bottom, not financial advice, but this is my favorite way to trade because it takes the human emotion out of this. And this is my custom-built strategy. If you want to use it, go down to the description of this video right now. You have all of the tutorials you need to know about right here. And then you can sign up to Pionex using this link. You have all of my strategies on a website here, and all of my strategies, also the links here on an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. You have all of the links here to the right. So make sure to take advantage of that if you want to use the same strategies that I'm using. So right now, you're still able to get in before the next leg upwards. Okay, so a few important things that have been happening. Treasury buybacks are accelerating. So what does this mean? There's not enough demand for US Treasuries. So this means that the US Treasury is actually buying back their own bonds. Why would they do this? Because this allows them to refinance. It refinances the old debt at a lower interest. Okay? So this is very important to keep track of, that they're actually boosting liquidity here. They're injecting more money into the market by doing this. Also, if you look at US Treasury companies, the NASDAQ is going to look at them a little bit more. You cannot just see a random altcoin create the treasury companies to pump the altcoins and pump the stock, and then see a massive drop. This is not going to affect like MicroStrategy and these other big ones, but it is going to probably affect the smaller ones. So let us keep our eyes on that. But yeah, NASDAQ. Like I said, they are intensifying the scrutiny of companies holding significant amounts of cryptocurrency, which are attempting to boost their stock price by raising funds to buy and hoard crypto assets. Now for MicroStrategy, they are about to potentially be added to the S&P 500, which is going to be huge. Why? Because you know all of the index funds that are just passively buying the stocks inside of the S&P 500. Well, when the S&P 500 lists MicroStrategy, there will be another $16 billion worth of inflows that is going to buy MicroStrategy, which means that they are essentially going to be buying Bitcoin. So there's going to be passive flows right now into Bitcoin here, buying Bitcoin, not only the ETFs, but also from the listing inside of the S&P 500. So the flywheel continues. Everything is looking good. Now, remember, today you're going to have jobs data being released. Very, very important. This is extremely important, and it's going to have a lot of volatility once it is released later today. So be prepared for that volatility. One key thing is that Trump has come out and said that the real numbers will actually be in a year from now. So maybe he's trying to prepare the market for a negative report here. So maybe that's what's happening. Also, he has scheduled an announcement at 4 p.m. today. So this is going to be interesting to see what he's going to say. Maybe he's going to try to calm down the markets. We will see. But the thing is that the jobs market, like the labor market, is not looking super strong right now. And we'll see if today's data is going to confirm it. But yeah, this just means that they are going to cut the interest rates. And maybe they're going to cut more aggressively. And if they do that while inflation is rising, you will want to hold Bitcoin. You will want to hold crypto. You will want to hold hard assets. Extremely important, guys. Also on a side note, the Trump-associated World Liberty Financials have blacklisted Justin Sun's wallet because they are saying that Justin Sun is dumping a lot of tokens into the open market. Not only that, they're also saying that Justin Sun, in fact, is taking customer funds from his exchange, which is Huobi. I believe he also owns Poloniex. So, yeah, it would be a very bad idea if he owned Pionex. Then I would stop working with them. But luckily, Pionex is an amazing exchange, and they are not being owned by Justin Sun. That would be very, very bad. But yes, Poloniex and Huobi he owns, and what they're saying is that he's actually taking customer funds from Huobi, dumping it into the market, and then he is going to. Because remember, he is an early investor, and he is getting his tokens over the next few years. So what he's doing is giving the customers that use Huobi, he would want to give them from his own stack over time, which is very, very sketchy. So we don't know if that's true or not, but he put out a statement here saying that, yeah, please unfreeze my wallet. I want to continue to dump tokens. But yeah, this is why I'm staying away from World Liberty Financial, guys. If it goes down very, very hard, it reaches a very low valuation, then I might be interested. But for now, I am staying away. Guys, this is what I got for you in today's video.